All right, let's talk about a really powerful technique that's all about building real, lasting confidence when you speak English. We're going to break down how you can finally express yourself exactly the way you've always wanted to.
So, does this sound familiar? You've studied so much. You know all the grammar, you've got the vocabulary down, but then when it's your turn to talk, you just freeze up. It's such a common feeling, and believe me, you are not the only one.
This sentence just captures it perfectly, doesn't it? It's that huge frustration of having all the words right there in your head, but you just can't seem to get them out. It's like this internal tug of war between wanting to jump into the conversation and the fear that just holds you back.
So let's really get into this speaking stumble. See, it's almost never about a lack of knowledge. It's really a confidence hurdle, and figuring out why this happens, well, that's the very first step to getting over it.
This is exactly what it feels like, right? Your heart starts pounding, you start worrying about every single tiny mistake, and that fear, it can be totally paralyzing. It's what causes all those hesitations and those long, awkward pauses that make speaking feel so stressful.
And here is the absolute key. This is a game changer. Speaking is a physical skill. It's a lot like playing the piano or learning a sport. You can know all the theory, sure, but your muscles, your tongue, your lips, they need the actual reps to make the sound smoothly without you even having to think about it.
And that brings us right to the solution, a workout for your mouth. Let's introduce a technique called shadowing. It's super simple, but incredibly powerful for training those speaking muscles and building the kind of automatic fluency we're all looking for.
So, what in the world is shadowing? Well, it's pretty straightforward. You just listen to a native speaker, it could be from a podcast, a movie, anything, and you repeat what they're saying almost at the exact same time, kind of like you're their shadow. And the goal isn't just to say the words, it's to copy everything: the rhythm, the music of their voice, the pronunciation, the whole shebang.
I love this way of thinking about it. Each time you practice shadowing, it's like doing a rep at the gym. You're making that connection between your brain and your mouth stronger and faster. You're not just studying English anymore. You're actively training yourself to speak it.
Okay, so how do you actually put this into action? We're going to lay out a super simple daily plan. It's called the 3-speed method, and it's designed to make sure you're improving both how accurate you are and how natural you sound.
Let me walk you through it. First, you're going to start slow. I mean, really slow and clear. The point here is to focus on accuracy, to really feel how your mouth is making each sound. Then, you move up to a normal, conversational speed. This is where you work on that natural rhythm, that flow. And finally, you push yourself with the fast challenge. This is how you train your ear and your mouth to keep up with how people actually talk in the real world.
You know, when you really stick with this practice, something amazing starts to happen. A real transformation. You start to go from being that shy, hesitant speaker to a confident communicator who actually enjoys the conversation. Let's look at what that change really looks like.
Okay, just look at the contrast here. It's amazing. On the left, you've got the hesitation, the worry, the silence. But then you look at the right. That's the result of your practice. You're not just afraid of making mistakes anymore. You're starting conversations. Your sentences just flow. You can express your ideas without all those stressful stops and starts. And making that leap from the before to the after, it all starts with just one thing. One single decision to practice. It's that one promise you make to yourself to show up even for just a few minutes every single day. That's it.
And this brings us to our final piece of the puzzle, and honestly, it might be the most important one: having the right mindset. The technique is great, but it's your attitude, your approach, that's really going to make this a long-term success.
You have got to remember this. Seriously. Just let go of this idea that you have to be perfect. Fluency isn't about never making a mistake. It's about being able to communicate well even with the small errors. It's built day by day through practice, not by chasing some impossible standard of perfection.
So here's our roadmap for keeping that motivation high. You have to trust the process. Keep going every day, even when it feels like you're not making huge leaps. And please, give yourself permission to make mistakes. That's how we learn. And maybe most importantly, celebrate the small wins. After every session, notice what you did better. And just believe that you can and you will get better.
So, after all of this, there's really only one question left. You have the tool, you know the mindset. So how are you going to take that first step and start your own practice today?